Hello, we're going to do the Fort Davis Loop. This is a very popular ride in West Texas. It's hard, and it was really hard the day we did it. Just elevation and combination of climbs and headwinds at the end. We went out to Fort Davis and stayed at the Arabella Mountain Studio, and it's 8 miles outside of the little town of Fort Davis. But it's a nice little house to rent, and it's a one bedroom guy, and it has a little kitchen in it, so that's what we always stay. And here's where it is. It's kind of 8 miles outside of the town on the loop. And for this ride, we decided to drive and park our car here and ride around to the studio and meet up. And we did that for a couple of reasons. Number one, there's only one place where there's even a store on this whole ride, and that's at Fort Davis. So we parked out near Crow's Nest Hill, and as you can see, you just ride out in the middle of nowhere, and plenty of little kickers and climbs along the way, and pretty steep hill right here as you go over the hill, and then it's just kind of lumpy, and you circumnavigate Mount Livermore, which is the fifth highest peak in the state of Texas. Most of this ride is done over 5,000 feet. So if you're coming from sea level, pretty much where we were doing, and then do this ride, the elevation is taxing. So this is a tough ride. It's over 70 miles of, high, and then you come back through Fort Davis, and then you go out to the car, and that's what we did. And this was bad, real bad headwinds here, and then this long, steady climb up 9 Mile Hill till we get to the top. So anyway, this is the ride, and I hope you come and do it. Really fun. Fort Davis is a nice little town, plenty of restaurants, places to eat, that kind of stuff. So here's the map of the route, and hope to see you down the road. Keep spinning. Our plan was to leave the Arabella Mountain retreat before daybreak. I went down to Fort Davis and picked up a friend, and then we drove to the Crow's Nest. And there was two reasons for that. Number one is we could start from the Crow's Nest and then ride around to the Arabella Mountain Retreat, where we had water and Gatorade and stuff and food and stuff like that to pick up mid-ride. And then the second reason is the forecast called for heavy winds. So our plan was to get out as early as possible, and we started this route before the sun even came up, in order to avoid as much wind as we could. It didn't work out that way, but we tried. So that's kind of the way this day went. And then B wanted to ride from Arabella to the Crow's Nest. So once we got to Arabella, we picked up B, and she rode with us in the worst conditions that we had all day. But give her a lot of credit. She was a real trooper riding into those crazy headwinds. We're riding along, we see this guy walking. He's illegal, trying to get to Alabama, totally lost. We gave him all the food we had and sent him on his way. No cell phone coverage, no way to contact authorities. Pretty strange, poor fella. Hope he made it okay. We knew a little bit of Spanish, could tell he was from somewhere in Mexico, but it was weird to see a person walking out in the middle of nowhere. We're mile 20. Going up this grade. We've been going up it for a while. We started way down in that valley. You can see it in the distance. Been climbing ever since. Since we left the car, we've had a motorhome pass us. That's the only vehicle we've seen in this 20-mile stretch. So it's been awesome. Beautiful scenery, but this section is testing me. Elevation up over 5,000 feet, I imagine.
plus grade long grinder, and I think we go up there on the other side of that rock.
Larry, are you going to make me do that again?
That was cool, that downhill, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Look at that observatory up there, man. It's awesome. On mile 51. Picked up B at the Mountain Lodge. We're gonna ride to the car. Indian Lodge, Davis Mountain State Park. Pretty cool place if you want to stay. They have hotel rooms in there, and they have a restaurant. Pretty fun. Or you can camp with your RV.
once we left the main road and headed up 166, the last 15 miles of this route was really hard, and it was a combination of the grade and the headwinds. It's really hard to see in this picture, but once we get to Point of Rocks here, you'll see that the breeze is really blowing, and it's blowing right into us the whole time. But, slow going, be patient, and we ended up making it. So if you do this route, just try to go early and be patient and ride in the wind.